Everyone, today, as we all know, the discussion is on leadership in retail jewelry business. We have seen our Indian industry is growing in a very big way. The way we have seen the corporates, the way we have seen a single store have become a multi-stores. We have seen a family jeweler they have opened so many stores. We have to understand how this leadership is done, how they come up, what is their thought process. Because whenever I meet one of the jeweler in our country, they always tell Chetan bhai, मैंने 2 store तो कर दिया, लेकिन next third store समझ नहीं आ रहा है, आगे कैसे जाएं? So I think this is a very important topic to grow your business and what leadership quality you require to become a retail jewelry brand in our country. Saurabh bhai, please. I'm sorry, no, I think the coffee was very tight on you. So I know today it's required. So first of all, a big round of applause for all the panelists here. I think they are the face of our country. They contribute so much to our country. We are all proud of you, first of all. And we have Saurabh bhai, we have Varghese sir, we have B.A. Ramesh sir, Suhas sir, we have Babu sir, we have Mahendra Tayal sir. Mahendra sir, congratulations for being as a new South Chairman for GJPC. A big round of applause. Mahendra Tayal sir has, I think, his first public appearance today. He's coming, so thank you sir for flying from Hyderabad. So I think today we are going to understand how this business legacy goes up and how we all have to transform, what all the leaders think. Usually we always wanted to see, we read the books of Narayan Murthy sir, we read the books of Ratan Tata sir, and we just understand how these big people think out of the box and how they become a legend, how they become one of the biggest star of our country who have contributed so much to our country. So today the topic is leadership in retail jewelry business. Saurabh sir, we have a question for you. I think the best part of understanding that you have come just in IPO and it was a super success. So first of all, a big round of applause for PNG Gadgil and Sons for getting the most successful IPO in our country, and that shows how people are believing our industry and how we are growing. I just want to quickly know what actually qualities we require or what thinking we have to adopt that we can become a leaders in the jewelry fraternity, and what you have adopted 3 things in your life which made you to become a leader in this jewelry business.
Thank you, Chetan bhai. Good evening, everybody. And as we know, it's a power-packed panel, all veterans here with the star Chetan bhai. So I think it's a great opportunity and a proud moment. Now, coming back to your question about the industry and what makes all of us really stand out in what we do. I think there are a lot of common things which we all will agree we have. I think the most important thing is to have focus. You can be a state chain, you can be a city chain, you can be into a boutique format, you can be mass market. Having clear focus on what you want to achieve, who is your audience, what's your strength, and what are the opportunities which lie in front of you, and how will you be able to tap them. I think that's very important from the point of view of really understanding oneself as a company. So focus, I think, is the most important factor.
Okay.
Secondly, I think is passion.
Okay.
Because if you don't love what you do, the results will start showing.
Okay.
Money can't be a driver just to achieve success. We all strive to make profits.
Okay.
But beyond that, we all enjoy what we do. It's the pride in us that we are, you may be a manufacturer, you may be a retailer, somebody can be a trader, but one must take pride and one must really have passion in what he's doing. I think the third one is to be aware of what's happening in industry, knowledge. Because unless you know what you are doing and where the industry is going, you have to be aligned to that. You may want to be outlier, but you have to have knowledge about where the industry is going, what are the gaps, what are the opportunities, and whether as a brand you have that resilience to be able to enter that area. I think these 3 things together really make a good leader. And a good leader is somebody who also delegates. So a leader himself or herself cannot just, do miracles. a leader can dream, a leader can set a vision, and he needs a very strong, capable team to translate that vision into reality. So I think if you look at all of us here, we all talk about our people being our biggest strength. You know, we all have stocks, we all have jewelry, but what really is important for us is people. And just when I'll say, Naran Murthy once said, my biggest fear is when people walk out door every night, whether next day they'll come back in my office again. That's the real asset you have. And we all today are people. If I have good karigars, I'm assured I'll get good jewelry. If I have good customers, I know I'll be able to sell good. If I have good happy employees, I know I'll build a great company. So people is what really makes us all stand apart.
Big round of applause. Saurabh, one thing it always pushes my mind. For example, now you come from the Maharashtra background, and P.N. Gadgil Jewellers is like more of Maharashtra. But why don't you think of expansion coming to the all over country? Because I see like you play as a regional brand, right? So what is like make you to stuck there that you don't want to go throughout India, or what is the thought process that why don't you touch every part of our country? Why don't we go there?
Yes, Chetan, again, the point, answer again is focus.
Okay.
And understand what you want to do.
Okay. So your focus is on the Maharashtra.
It's about what does business need.
Okay.
A business needs to grow. A business needs to achieve healthy turnover,
Correct.
healthy profitability.
Correct.
If my state itself is growing so much, when Maharashtra today as a state is talking of reaching $1 trillion in the next 5 years, if I see great opportunity here, if I am growing, so why do I need to go outside the state? I will eventually go when I feel that I have been able to capture an entire state here, and now to grow further, I need to move out. I think it's all a mind game, regional.
So you're in the comfort zone now.
It's not comfort zone, it's a profitable zone.
Okay.
I would look at it that...
So you're just thinking that you're happy with whatever you're doing and you're...
I see there are more opportunities left here.
Okay.
It's like when you have things in front of you, which are low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
First capture that.
Okay, after that you will go to the next. Okay. So it's very clear that first whatever you have a hanging fruits, please you eat that, and next we can go for a next state of hanging fruits. Thank you, Saurabh bhai. Coming to Varghese bhai, I think a lot of expansion is happening, and I hope you have a 60 plus store now. Today, as the, like rising the real estate cost, the rent cost, high gold prices, how are the ROIs and what is your advice to people who want to open new stores? Because it's not so easy. You're opening every 1 month, 2 store, 3 store. How do you balance this ROIs, the real estate cost, and how exactly this runs? Did you ever calculate it? And if you calculated, how it helps? Can you just tell audience that how we can understand more better way?
Good evening, everyone. So we are almost, as Chetan Bhai said, 60 stores in the south. We are almost in Tamil Nadu, almost 24 stores where we have good cover up, and there are in Kerala, Andhra, Telangana, and Karnataka. Once we finish 60 stores, there's a question what Chetan was asking with such high gold price, the rent cost, the people cost, the expenses. When we see how do you expand in such a scenario, is that now what we planned in this coming year is we usually open 8 to 10 stores for last 3-4 years we have been doing. So we started in 2001 when the family got parted with my father and brothers. We started with 2 stores in 2001 where we could reach 60 in 20 years. And those are the days the gold price was, average, the price was been a normal level, and we could do good business. But when we come into this scenario, when the prices have been higher, we think of going into 2-tier, 3-tier towns where we could have a smaller way of inventory, the rent, lesser rent, the number of people in a smaller way. And earlier days we could not see how much of inventory was into the store because that much of volume of sales was happening. So now we started to implement new software systems where we could see what inventory sales what to be kept in each store. So we, as coming year, we are almost 4 to 5 stores have been almost been doing, and that are the ones which are in the 2-tier, 3-tier with a lesser. As we have this market advertisement and the publish in most of the state, the brand name is visible. We need not do much of advertisement rather than we can go with the stores which are 30, 40 kilometers near to the present stores, can get a small volume there. But in total, when we see, there may be increase in 10-15% of sales happening. So this is how we are calculating to add more stores as of now in a smaller way.
So my specific question is, how this ROIs works? Because as you told me, you take care of inventory, software, those all things I understand. But now you keep on opening the store. Am I right? So how this ROIs, whether it work out, or do you see overall all the showroom sales, or it takes 2 to 3
Every
years
showroom
to...
may not be doing as same. Like maybe
Okay.
we may have more volumes in Tamil Nadu, maybe less in Kerala, or maybe more in studded jewelry in Andhra Telangana. So overall, when we see, it will match.
Okay, so overall you calculate.
Yes.
So maybe after 3 years, the store gets profitability.
3-4 years.
3-4 years?
Even the gold prices are going high.
Yeah, so
you
that
know, you
appreciation
will not
is there.
be
And
making any
we
losses
are
in
all
the
today
inventory.
living our life on the gold price only.
No.
No, now no, correct. But what
So as
happens
of
if
now
I
we are
tell
safe because-
everyone are not landlords? So no, no.
Because
No, but-
after the GST implementation and all that, we have been
So
buying
I
a
think
big
what
wave
Saurabh
from the
sir
last
is
5
told, I
years.
asked a
So
wrong
I think we are
question.
safe.
To you, I should ask to Saurabh by this question. Actually, landlord. So then I'll come back to you on this. Anyhow, thank you, Varghese bhai. Ane vanakkam. I think Ramesh sir, पहले तो आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई. चेन्नई में
yourself periodically. The technology you should adopt as soon as possible so that you can open more and more stores. So if the technology is very good, then you don't have to think about the problems. Automatically, everything is solved. And third, I think the customer relation and the customer faith. So maximum you should give importance to customer relation, customer faith. Once you give importance to that, definitely the customers will come back again and again, and they will be delighted to shop with you, and definitely your business will grow, and you can retain the customers also. At BMA, I think 75% our business is from the existing customers because they don't go anywhere else. They are very loyal to us, and in the new store also we try to do that. So I think these three are the key points.
thank you, Suhas sir. Babu sir, I think you're from the generation. I think this is the second generation. You're maybe your third generation into
Third
this.
generation.
Third generation, and you have two sons also have come to the business, and I think you're one of the oldest jeweler in Chennai. Babu sir, what is the current trend in jewelry buying among consumers considering the high gold price? What do you see the trend, and how do you see the market before and now? What the big changes have come, and what adoption is required now in the business? Latestly, what you feel? Can you just speak on that, please?
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram to everyone. I joined my father in 1979, so it's almost 45 years today. So as you asked, what is the difference those days and today? There is a big change that I'm seeing. When I entered the store, people used to come, and when you show them 10 pairs of bangles, they used to buy 1 or 2 pairs, or they will even give order and wait for 30 days and full cash payment, full advance. That was the business those days. Today, the customer walks in, you have 2-3 racks of bangles. After going through all those, still the customer says, do you have anything inside? So that is the change that we are able to see, not only for the bangles, even for a diamond hip belt. That's shocking, you know. When you have stock, when you show them 2-3 pieces, still that's all you have. We have seen more at other places. So that's the big change that I have seen over the years. And there's no patience for the customers. They want everything ready and they want to wear it. The other issue, what we are facing is in our store, everybody wants to wear something very exclusive, different, and it has to be eye-catchy. So for the last 2-3 decades, we have been concentrating on designs, mainly on designs we are concentrating, so we are not able to expand in a big way. maybe satisfaction level. That's my satisfaction level where I want to satisfy my customers who come in search of quality jewelry, quality designs. That's more important. Quality is today everywhere, it is hallmarked. But when it comes to NAC, it's only the quality of designs. The way we do the selection of jewelry, the changes that we make, we have our own in-house workshop where even though we buy jewelry, sometimes we make changes in it and bring it out so that the customer likes it very much. So these are the differences that we are seeing today. Today, customer has no budget. That is, on the high-end customers, when they walk in, there is no budget for them. We say it is 10,000, 8,000 rupees per gram. But for a customer who is coming for a wedding, they're easily buying 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs, 1 crore, like that they are buying. And even at the lower end, everybody are going for gold because the reason is the price is going up. So the confidence level has gone up. Only thing, it will take some time to pick up more business because once this 8,000 22 carat rate is in their mind, it gets settled without dropping to 7,000 or jumping to 9,000. I think from April onwards, we must have a very good business.
Thank you, Babu sir. Well said. I think very insightful you have told the thing. Mahendra bhai, this is a pain of all the manufacturers, so I made sure that one manufacturer is in panel because these retailers need to go to the manufacturer. Always I tell that. Anyhow, first of all, congratulations, Mahendra bhai, for becoming a South Chairman for GJPC. Heartiest congratulations. As a manufacturer, what all the challenges you face? And what you have expectations from the government that this changes will help our industry or boost our industry to come up in a good way?
First of all, thank you, Chetan bhai, for giving this honor. And thank you all who are all supported for getting this chairs elected as a regional chairman. So as your question is, what challenges we have as a wholesaler? There are multiple challenges. I started this business 30 years back in 1996. I am the first generation jeweler like. So I remember when I started, there were only one store or two stores of all the corporates. And we started at that time. Now, there are some corporates, those who are having 400 stores, 300 stores, 200 and 100 also. But as a wholesaler, what we have seen, it was very challenging for these 30 challenging years. Though all the wholesalers, they also grown. But one thing which is lacking in the wholesale industry, whether we have gained money, name, whatever, but we have not gained the valuation. Though we are doing crores of business and lot of turnovers also, but where we were in 30 years before as an Anmol, still I am there only. Our company valuation has not gone, but I'm not naming some...
So you mean to say the margins have been decreased?
No, I'm not talking about the margins.
Then...
I'm talking about the company valuation.
Okay.
For example, Varghese bhai, he was having 2 stores, 3 stores in 1997. Today they have 60 stores. But Joe's Alucas have a valuation in the market. But as an individual wholesaler, wholesalers don't have the valuation. So wholesalers now have to be keen on this, making their company valuation also grow.
Okay.
Because that is a very big thing in coming future. If you see, everything is on the valuation only. Whatever it is, you are in your home only. But without valuation...
already here. Third is coming up. 2 IPOs are already here.
Yes. Because of valuation only. Plus, secondly, see, with all the support, retailer supports only, we are also growing. But something has to be kept in retailers' mind.
Do you have any pain to express to the retailers? Because this is
lots of pains are there.
So one pain you can tell so that I can tell everyone.
See, decreasing of margins, lot of competitions, delays.
Tell them not to open more stores then.
No. They will. If they don't open, how will we run then? So there is no pain as such. But the thing is, we should go on together. And definitely, we are getting support of retailers. And only we are all wholesalers are growing. And I'm telling you, like in Hyderabad, 30 years back, there were only 30, 40 whole manufacturers are there. But now there are 170 manufacturers, those are doing good. So it's not like that only retailers are growing, even wholesalers are growing. Jointly, it's a joint effort. If we don't give support, retailers will not grow. So it's a joint effort for everyone. But the only thing I want retailers to keep in mind is, you also keep margin and give margin to wholesalers also. Don't squeeze the margins of wholesalers, because day by day the margins have become so low we are just surviving only on the appreciation. Other than that, we are not getting anything. It is worse than the bank interest nowadays.
Thank you, Mahendra bhai. I think two things. Even let it be a retailer, a manufacturer, wholesalers, we need to hold the hand of each other and run through the path, because that is the thing which we makes our industry. Rather than we are blaming the government, we are blaming that this thing is not done, that thing is not done. I think we need to hold the hand of each other and run through to have a good profits. Then only we can all, I think, have a growth, rather than we are blaming each other, what I feel is. And this is a need of the hour as a manufacturer. Being a manufacturer, I think we should support each other, and we have to make sure that we have a good marginal profit in our books with the retailers and wholesaler, and we can combinedly work together. Thank you, Mahendra bhai. I think Rajesh bhai, Kalyan, he couldn't come, but he have sent a small video bite with Kalyan Swami sir. I would request a team to please play that video bite.
Namaste.
Can you increase the volume, please?
I'm extremely happy to address the August audience in the India International
Can you increase the volume, please?
Bullion Summit.
Thank you, Prithviraj Uncle, Chetan Bhai, and all organizers for this privilege today. We are extremely sorry that owing to some sudden program, we could not be there personally. However, based on your suggestion and feedback, we have taken a recorded video of some points which you wanted us to talk about. Appa, the first thing that they wanted to know was the origin of the brand Kalyan. So,
We have started our business in textile, and we are in textile field for the past 160 years. And I diversified my field from textile to jewelry in 1993. And most of the customers trusted us actually. So trust is everything. So we got the business like textile because of the trust only. Vishwasam, Adalle Ellam. That is our motto. That we are keeping always. Rajesh, I have told you to explain about the three main points, and you should be always alert in the three main points.
actually, Father is extremely strict on us with regarding to three major divisions which we need to focus on. The first is customer, the second is staff, and the third is product. Father has always told us as a team that the very existence of the brand is because of the customer. And the happier the customer, the merrier the customer, the positive the customer is, the easier for us to grow and the better for our brand. Right from the product that he wants, right from the price that he wants, right from the service that we need to provide, everything has to satisfy the customer. And one thing that he always tells us is customer is always right. Another point which he emphasizes at all times to us is the main asset of the company is not the brand as such or the fixed asset or even the inventory. He used to prioritize the staff. And even today, every day he talks to at least 3 staff throughout the country. With regarding to staff, what we have done as a brand is, we have also always considered them as a family. And considering them as family includes giving ESOPs to the staff, looking after their medical services of their families in case required, giving them the proper training, giving them the proper accommodation, food. And added to all this, he always tells us that whenever you are having a doubt on what to do, please think of them as your family and automatically your doubts will be cleared. In fact, I still recall the discussion during COVID when there were a group of jewelers with whom we discussed, and we are extremely happy to tell today that it was, of course, everybody had that mindset, but father was very particular in that meeting that whatever we reduce, rent or interest or whatever we can bargain, we should not bargain on the staff salary. And the full amount that we normally pay the staff as salary, we paid during the COVID time. Another and the last most important point that he used to highlight is product. He used to tell us, and we always believe as a brand, that product is the reason why a customer is entering into our showroom. And we should be focused on the product. When you talk on product, it includes the finish, the quality, and the choices that we are able to offer to the customer. Another point which, along with product, I would like to categorically state is that we always take care of the goldsmith and the back-end workers in a very different manner. Why I called it different is because we don't see what rate it is available to us. We see what rates are required for the industry and the goldsmith to sustain, grow, and prosper. Because only when you see them prosper can we who take the product from them prosper. So I hope I have told the 3 points.
Briefly, but one thing you forgot to tell, that we treat all our staff as our own family members. That we should not forget. Whatever problems they are getting, that we are here to solve them. That we are doing like that always. And customer is always right. Customer is the king. Even if they come for 1 gram, taking 1 gram of gold or 1,000 grams of gold, we treat them at the same level.
But since the discussion is with regarding to bullion, yes, and since for a very long time you have been handling bullion for the company,
yeah,
is there anything with regarding to the rate or with regarding to the gold loan or with regarding to any of these points which you would like to highlight today? Because we are seeing very volatile rates today. So what is the future about?
Bullion rates, we cannot predict anything, It will, sometimes it will go up and sometimes it will come down. Whatever we are selling, we should buy at the same day. So we will not lose anything. That is what I have studied.
Another important aspect which father has always highlighted is that as the brand started growing and we started corporatizing the brand, he used to be very particular that we are working 100% on systems. So in Kalyan, what we have done over the years is, for each and every process, we have a proper SOP. And based on that SOP, we have designed the software, given the training, and we do the audit. So the advantage is that the staff or the auditor or the concerned department clearly knows what is the deliverable. Another important aspect as part of our growth story which we have done is, we have always looked upon our directors as people who can advise and help us in the growth of our brand. We have got Vinod Rai, the ex-auditor controller, as our chairman. Ms. Udeshi, who was with executive director in RBI, is one of our executive directors. Our independent directors. We have Anish from Borberg Pincus. And we also have very good names like Chavli, who was ED in IOB, Anandaraman, who was earlier MD of Catholic Syrian Bank. And then we have Salil, who was earlier with Shoppers Stop, and Anil, who owned Sachi and Sachi as directors in the company. What is the reason for the growth is that we have to have corporatization in the brand, including with our auditors. We earlier had Deloitte, now we are having GT as the auditors. maybe they are a bit difficult and different to deal with. But the advantage is that when it comes to public perception, when it comes to rating agencies, all this plays a big part. Along with all this, another important aspect of Kalyan, which helped us as a brand, is we took Warburg Pincus as our partner 13 years back, as our big private equity partner. And then we went for listing of the company. The advantage in listing your brand is when we list, we open ourselves to SEBI, we open ourselves to a lot of investors who, when they ask us questions, automatically help us to think on the different aspects of the business. So, according to us, as long as we are able to make the business transparent, make proper systems, and also cater to the main three aspects of the business: product, customer, and staff. This is an excellent industry, and as I would like Father to tell the closing words, because he always believes something on our industry, which I feel it is better that he talks about.
One point I forgot to tell you. I have 2 sons, 1 daughter. My 2 sons are in the business, and eldest son Rajesh Kalyanraman, he is looking after all the procurement and accounts department. And my second son Ramesh Kalyanraman, he is looking after the marketing and the sales department. And we have a very good professional team also. CFO, CEO, 1 legal advisor, analyst, etc. We have a very good professional team. So, to conclude the session, I would like to tell you is that if we do business properly, 100% honest business, definitely we can win the game. That is what I want to tell everybody. Thank you.
And as he always tells, India is growing and we are looking to be the 3rd largest economy today. And with the guidance of our esteemed Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, we are sure that our growth story especially will be taken forward by our jewelry industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. A big round of applause for Swami sir and Rajesh sir. I think as they were so busy, they couldn't make it, but then also they have shooted a 12 minutes video for us. I think that is the love and passion what he have to give back. I think we need to have one big round of applause for them again. So now, I think before taking Q&A, we'll have one last small question from everyone, and then we will go for Q&A. Saurabh bhai, like, we have few national jewelry brands, a lot of regional jewelry brands in India, but we have not been able to make a global brand like Tiffany's or Cartier. So what is the reason and why do we can't make it? Or where we are lack of? What do you feel so?
See, I think our country itself is like a world. I mean, when you look at China, for example, Chow Tai Fook is not a global brand, but today he is the world's largest jeweler. He has something like 18,000 plus stores. But China, Taiwan, Hong Kong. So that region itself has consumption to appetite for him to be like, say, $5 billion, $6 billion plus. Same thing in India. If you can be a pan-India brand, you are a global brand. Because today, if you look at India's size, India's consumption, 3rd largest economy in the world, which we will soon be, I think that itself is going to be a huge opportunity for us to be able to, portray ourselves as to being a global brand. What is a global brand? If you look at all these brands, they are franchised in different countries. They don't have their own. So you build, say, Gucci. Gucci will have its franchises in different parts of, so they license it out. So I think it's not far when even Indians can start doing that. Because today made in India, by Indians is now accepted worldwide. It's respected. It's no longer inferior quality. It is in fact superior quality, handmade. It is something which stands for, really our old traditions. So we are there. I think it's a matter of time when you will see Indian brands, being sold in different parts of the world.
I like your positive energy, Saurabh.
Right.
There is no doubt that what you have spoke is well. But somewhere, the way we look, Tiffany, the way the Cartier looks the world, the storytelling. I think when we had a last panel with Sumesh Bhai, with Avinash Bhai, and he told very rightly said, somewhere we are lack of storytelling to the clients, or maybe...
I don't think that, not Tiffany. Who owns Tiffany today? Is it a family? We started Tiffany, owning Tiffany today. It's sold multiple times. Today, Indian brands are still owned by the family who started it. Which country has this? Today, look at Louis Vuitton. Look at Bulgari. Who owns what? It must have been sold 6-7 times in the entire history. So, if you look at the Indian thing, we are today owning our brands. We have nurtured it. And now we are on a cusp of it. We will go. So, it's not just positivity. It is, I think, logical for Indian brands in the next decade where we will go global. I think we all will agree here that India today is on par or ahead of the world. So it's no longer a story that Indian brands are not good at storytelling. We are. If you look at the way our Prime Minister has told the Indian story, what is it? It is storytelling. We have told the world what India stands for. Look at our culture, our religion. Today, everyone talks about India. So I think we are good at that. It's just a matter of time that we will start exploring it. So I think it's optimism and confidence.
Okay, so I think I love your big confidence. A big round of applause for Saurabh Bhai. I think my question, I thought you will answer something else, but I think in a 1 decade we will become a global. For you, India is the biggest global brand for us, and we need to go global, but we need to go global.
If you travel today anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, and you say you're from India, people today, everyone knows where India is. Everyone looks at you, India, big country, big consumption.
Yes.
So we look at ourselves today, Indians are respected now. It's no longer a story when you talk about India, people have so many good things to talk about. So we are global.
So nation rights in your heart,
We should all start believing in that.
Correct. Thank you.
Maybe 10 years down the line, you again call me here and say that today we have a lot of global brands.
Yes. Thank you, Saurabh Bhai. I think very well said. And I agree that I think very soon we are going to all become a global brand, and we are hoping for that. Varghese Bhai, I think I want to know the second generation or third generation, they wanted to come to our jewelry business. But when, I think when you were young, I'm also very young, but when I was more young, maybe around 15, 16 years, I started going to learn gold, diamond jewelry. Nowadays, like, kids are very smart and the generation has become very smart. Do you think it is a challenging that this generation is coming to business? Because now because Avinash Bhai told very rightly that they have all studied somewhere in the London, and they come back, and when they see sitting in the store and putting the accounts, and now it's very, do you see any challenging, or they love to come to our business now? What do you feel? What is the next generation when you see? Because in your family also you have a next generation is coming in. We have a Paul Bhai's son, we have your son, and next generation daughters.
Yeah, we are the third generation of brothers. Like me, my brother Paul, John, 3 of us are managing the business. And we still, as a family, most of the Indian jewelers or Indian business are controlled by family businesses.
Yes.
So the generation wanted to join. Like now, the new generation, which has been more into studies, the technology and all that come, they wanted to have their own passion. So if you take into my daughters, one of them is an architect, another one is a lawyer. Now there is.
So now you don't want second generation to come to business?
If they did like to come into the business, so they see that you are in a older generation, they say this is not the way you should do. They give some inputs like how things have to be done, the part of marketing and all that. So if they are interested, like if they are really trained and if they are interested, they can come. Everything is very transparent.
So you have to create an interest. That is also our responsibility. For example, if anybody
once they finish their studies,
Varghese Bhai, I need to add on point here. A doctor's son is become a doctor. Lawyer son becomes a lawyer. High court judge.
It's all up to their passion. Once they finish doing their passion, they can come.
I think we should create that interest also is the most important thing. So, Saurabh, I think you can add.
No, I'm saying you should make them understand what global is and how much scope they have.
Yes, that is what
I think. No, I tell you really, this is my real experience. My son, my younger son, who's just in standard 10, he came for IIJs. Last year, they allowed children who are under 15, 16. Looking at the industry, talking to people, it generates interest. So what Varghese is saying is the same thing. You have to make them aware. If you make them aware, if they understand how big the industry is,
My son used to tell me first he wanted to become scientist. Now he says sometimes he want to be a football player. Now coming into the jewelry, sometimes he say he wanted to come into
So
business.
do one thing, if
So
he's below
each
above
time they change.
18, you get him to IIJS always, so that he will become a good second generation jeweler.
But we have to see how what if they are interested.
But
We
I would
cannot pull them
request
and come
you, give
inside.
a right message that we have to be in jewelry industry.
In our generation, when we are, there are a lot of this much of opportunities were not there.
Not there.
So we could only join the family business.
There was no option at all.
Yeah.
After the lunch, after the school bag, you have to go to the store and sit there. Now you have an option.
Now there are a lot of options for them. For us, it is into the store.
Anyhow, thank you, Varghese bhai. Ane. आपसे एक चीज मैं सीखा है, वो परचेजिंग आप बहुत टाइट करता है.
नहीं
ये जब भी मैं आपको माल देता है, मैं भी देता है, कोई भी देता है, परचेजिंग आपका बहुत टाइट है. अगर किसी को रिटेल ज्वेलरी ओपन करना है,
हाँ.
सेल और परचेजिंग के ऊपर और या टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर, उससे पहले उसको क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए? बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है? जैसे आपने 30 साल लिया एक चेन्नई का स्टोर ओपन करने के लिए,
हाँ.
और जब भी स्टार्ट हुआ तो बम्पर सेल के साथ स्टार्ट हुआ.
पब्लिक का टेस्ट,
पब्लिक का टेस्ट,
कस्टमर आपको फोकस, जो कस्टमर है मिडिल क्लास है, हायर मिडिल क्लास है, फर्स्ट यू फिक्स योर कस्टमर, देन यू नो देयर टेस्ट. आपको मालूम है, हम कहीं भी जाओ इडली खा रहे, ऐसा उनको जो मांगता है, सो आपके पास जो है ये देना मत, आप उनको जो चाहिए ये दे दो, ये भी रीजनेबल भाव में दो.
अच्छा,
क्वालिटी, प्राइस एंड
रीजनेबिलिटी,
So,
ये बहुत जरूरी है.
बहुत जरूरी है. कस्टमर का टेस्ट के द्वारा माल चाहिए.
वेरी गुड. रमेश सर, कुछ यंग जनरेशन को आप बोलना चाहता है, क्योंकि आपका भी सेकेंड जनरेशन बिजनेस में है.
हम पूरा ज्वेलर है, हमारा घर में ट्रांसपेरेंसी चाहिए, क्योंकि ज्वेलर आई फील मैक्सिमम घर में ट्रांसपेरेंसी बात नहीं करता है.
ओके.
हाँ, क्योंकि ये घर में जाकर नंबर 2 का काम करने के बारे में बात कर सकता है? नहीं. सो ट्रांसपेरेंसी चाहिए. सो इफ यू आर डूइंग अकाउंट बिजनेस, यू कैन स्पीक
एनीथिंग.
सो इफ यू आर डूइंग ट्रांसपेरेंसी, हमारा बच्चों लोगों को कॉन्फिडेंस आता है, देन दे विल डेवलप.
They will develop
हाँ.
and they will create it.
एक बात सुनिए, मैं एक सवाल, आप सवाल का जवाब. हमारा बच्चों लोग आ गया, बच्चों लोग आने के बाद पूछता है, पापा हमने क्या करना जरूरी है? मैंने उनके पास बोलता हूँ, बेटा लोग, पहले हमारा बिजनेस को साइंस बनाओ. क्या साइंस? डेटा साइंस. फिर डेटा साइंस से मैथ्स बनाओ, डेटा एनालिटिक्स ऐसा. फिर मैं बोल रहा हूं मैथ्स से कैसे मनी बना सकता है. फिर मैं बोलता हूं, क्या मैं जो बोल रहा है समझा है?
समझ में आ गया.
हाँ,
सबको समझ में
हाँ.
आया. ऐसा आप बोला है कि सभी सोच रहा है,
हाँ.
ये सब हमारे दिमाग में क्यों नहीं है, इसीलिए आपको बोला है. लीडरशिप इन लीडर.
हंस भी नहीं करता है,
बरोबर.
कैसे समझा?
नहीं सर, सभी होशियार है सर.
अच्छा.
अभी आप ऐसा मत समझिए, बहुत होशियार है.
से मनी करने का हमको मालूम.
एक क्लैप करना चाहिए रमेश सर के लिए, उसके बाद जोश आएगा हमको जोर से. सौरभ भाई का फीलिंग है, क्लैप नहीं है तो कैसे समझ में आएगा.
अच्छा, ठीक.
थैंक यू रमेश सर. सुहास सर, it is to reaching 0 to 100 is very easy, or maybe very tough situationally. 100 to 1000, it's easy. What do you mean that a brand, very difficult for so many 100 years legacy you're keeping? One brand, what should he think whenever he need to retain the same position forever? What all things he should take care? Because nowadays, if you do one mistake, immediately you fall down. Bima standing more than 100 years, the same position and increasing. What one thing always Bima thought that this we should not do so that it spoil our brand image anywhere. So what one thing always we have carried with Bhima, that this is the thing that because of this, our brand is always uphand one.
See, Bima actually now it's 100 years. We are grown and we have a huge plan also in future. I think the one USP for Bima was the purity.
Purity.
Purity in gold jewelry. I think we always maintained purity. Before this hallmarking came itself, we used to sell only 916. There was actually some jewelers were giving 21 carat, 22 carat. It was long back before hallmarking it was. But always the Bima used to give the pure 22 carat we used to sell, and we used to give exact price for the old gold or when it comes to exchange or cash.
Transparency.
Transparency in business, and we maintained always purity in jewelry. I think that I think helped us in.
I remember in
creating
2007 or 8, I was traveling from Kottayam to Cochin. So family was talking Mangal Sutra means it is from Bhima only. So a lot of family at that time, the belief system was that whenever we buy some thali in our South Indian weddings, it was from the Bhima family. Is it something like that the tradition follows?
Tradition followed, and our tagline itself was like Bhima Gold, pure gold since long. I think
So
20,
Bhima
30,
have
40
been
years.
any brand to sustain, you make sure that you have a transparency and a purity.
Purity, that I think that led us to like 100 years, and still we are in the
Thank you,
market.
Suhas sir.
Thank
Babu sir. Now, from the, I think more than 100 years, Babu sir, even you're there, I think our firm is there. What one thing is our USB, Babu sir? Maybe the purity, as he told, his purity. What one thing passionately you make sure that this is a USB of our NSE?
It's always been customer service.
Customer service.
Yes.
Okay. That was the priority.
Yeah.
A big round of applause for that. I think this is the most needed, a customer service and a customer satisfaction.
Because my father will always say, treat the customer as the king. They're always right. Even if they're wrong, they're right. So that you need to accept it. Only then they'll come back to you.
Okay.
If you debate or if you argue with them, that's it. The word of mouth will go faster. The treatment is not good to the customers. So that's where both, if you ask me, the two eyes of a company is one eye should be employees and one eye should be our customers.
What a beautiful saying. A big round of applause.
Yeah.
Very beautiful saying that. The two eyes, one is employee and one is customer. I think this both are, I think the customer service is much needed because retail is nothing but a service. And the nice line you told that we can't argue or debate.
Yes.
You accept the thing, how the customer says, then the customer is a king always. Thank you, Babu sir. महेंद्र भाई आपका तो पूरा दुखड़ा हमने हमारा मैन्युफैक्चरर का सुन के रिटेलर को बता दिया. We have just told all the thing. As a manufacturer, before we had a less manufacturing people, now we have huge manufacturer, we have a big retailers also. What one thing manufacturer should take care always? And because now you are in 30 years probably into business and you supply to all the chain stores, corporate, single stores. One thing what you followed, because I heard one story when I was doing a coffee program with you, that by mistakenly, some accounting mistake you did with one of the worker. I think around 30 grams of gold something. And after that, that money went to hospital indirectly. And you realize we should not cheat anyone. And you accepted in that forum that by mistake it was happened. So that ethical bond you have taken long. And I think you understood. But what one thing a manufacturer should always take care to grow in a more better way.
There are many things, Chetan bhai. The one is, as from wholesaler to retailer, I'm telling, honesty, creation, loyalty, dedication, service, hospitality, everything counts equally. Because with them only we are running our business. So there are multiple things we need to take care of them. Timely creations and genuineness. See, if you give 200 grams of set to any retailer, they don't know what is the purity and all. So that purity consistency is very important. And the trust is very important. and uh, creation is always there. That is the most important things we need to take care as a wholesaler. But one very strong urge for all, from wholesalers to retailers. This is a very strong urge from all the wholesalers, I'm telling. See, anyways, customer, whatever wastages we charge to customer, no, they take it. But don't squeeze the margins, because what is happening now, the competition has become so huge that
Babu sir,
genuinely
Babu sir,
people
don't want
are
to give more.
No,
We
no.
will give that much only.
people are working on 0.25 percentage and with such a huge investments. So just 1 or 2% concern, that's it. I mean, retail customer will not have any problem in by paying 1 or 2% extra, but the industry will survive. Karigars will survive, our staff will survive, everyone will survive. Don't squeeze, it's just a matter of 1 or 2%, that's it. That's a strong
Jio or
urge,
Jine
request.
do?
Yes.
You mean to say Jio or Jine do?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Exhibitions and all, though we
Sir,
can't say.
sir, national committees have met for meeting, but this is not going to happen. जो रात को कोठारी जी बोलते हैं, जो रात को बोलता है मैं सुबह नहीं डालूंगा, सुबह पहले स्टॉल उसी का लिखा हुआ रहता है.
चेतन भाई,
That is one of the biggest debate we ever had before.
अगर होलसेलर खुश रहे ना तो 1000 जो रिटेलर्स और खुल सकते हैं आराम से.
नहीं, मैं समझ गया सर, आपका दर्द मैं ही समझ सकता हूँ. Anyhow,
Chetan bhai,
सर आप क्या है ना, रिटेल भी करते हैं, 30-40% चांदी का मार्जिन है और सोने के मार्जिन में एडजस्ट हो जाता.
Chetan
Anyhow,
bhai,
sir.
Chetan bhai, I'd like to add one here, one answer
Yes, sir,
to the
please.
question you asked Saurav about the going to the international markets
Yes.
and competing with the other international brands. One thing I felt that what we were lacking was the quality of workmanship.
Okay.
Because as he said, when you pay that little more, he can also pay that little more to the workman and he can get the best out of it. But now what's happening is you're squeezing him and he's squeezing his workman. So finally, the end product, we are not happy with it. I still remember those days we used to make Rangoon diamond bangles, which were coming from Trichy. The stones used to come from Trichy, and the goldsmith used to make it and bring it. Once he brought it and showed it to my dad. He got so angry. He went behind, he broke the bangle and gave it to him. So that was the standard people were looking at. But today, most of the owners are not even knowing what is manufactured, how it is manufactured, and what is the quality. For everything, there is a system. There is a quality team, they take care. I was shocked when I went to my quality team and sat one day, what is the work you're doing? Means 10% they are rejecting. I'm asking, why you're rejecting? Sir, showroom is rejecting it. What can I do? Where is it? You show me, there's nothing in it. So we need to upgrade our workmanship. Only
Yes.
then you can compete with the Cartiers and Van Cleefs. Yesterday when I was having a conversation with my younger one, he said, Dad, we were talking about the Van Cleef. So he said that all other brands we can easily copy, but when you see the Van Cleef designs, it's very, very difficult because that is the high-end tools that they use. We are not able to bring that finish. So that is where we are lacking. We need to upgrade ourselves.
Thank you, Babu sir. I think rightly he said when we pay well, we get proper products and we can compete to the world. Anyhow, thank you everyone. We are open for Q&A for 2-3 questions. So anybody have any questions from asking to the retailers, we have open forum. So you can raise your hand and we can pass the mic. Anybody have any question? Sumesh bhai, I think you have moderated 2-3 sessions. You should have question. You have always question, but anybody else have any questions? I think there is no questions, means everyone are satisfied today. More margins to be given. Sumesh bhai, because you are 70% from industry now, 30% from magazine.
Yeah, right. Okay, my question is to Saurabh. Saurabh, you have come up with an IPO with a flying colors, and you had price had gone up, appreciation for your investors, they were happy, and then of course the market has come down, all the stocks have come down. But what difference you as a company has witnessed pre-IPO you were working, and today do you feel more responsible in terms of what steps you are doing, or do you feel more pressure that you have to grow the company because you have to show the growth to the investors, to the stock market. So how do you see this pre-IPO difference and post-IPO?
So, well, in simple words, it's like before marriage, after marriage. So what all that you said, but being responsible, being accountable. When you're in college, you're free. When you're married, you're answerable. It's the same thing, but nothing really changes. It's just a bigger platform. So when you're playing, I always tell this to people that it's like playing Ranji cricket. Now you're playing IPL. The game is the same, but now you have better players. So you have big professionals. You have a bigger canvas to paint a picture on. You have more opportunities now. So you tend to be more responsible. You tend to be more practical in your approach. So beyond that, nothing really changes. It's just that you get a bigger playing field. And I always say IPO should not be done just to raise money. IPO should be done with the mind. You have a clear objective what you will do with the money. See, money coming is one activity. It's a one-time activity. But then you have to ensure that the company grows year over year for the entire life. So that is what is very important. You need to have a clear-cut vision on what you will do post the IPO. You'll have money, you'll have a commitment, what you'll do with the money. So like in our case, we had a commitment to open 12 stores in next 2 years. We did that in 6 months. So now our commitment towards the stock exchange is fulfilled. That what we did with the resources, we use that. Now it is our commitment to our own team, to our own company to keep on growing, to keep on doing well. So I think nothing really changes. It's more about the outlook. See, pressures are always there. You're small, you're big. Pressures are always there. That's a part of business.
Right. Wonderful, Saurabh. I have interacted with you in the past, but today what I see I see a much more refined version of Mr. Saurabh Gadgil. And Saurabh, another small question. So do you every day morning get up 9:30 and see your share price? And do you get affected by the share price?
I don't see it every day.
You don't see every day? No, I don't. But
see, why do you? See, the thing is, why do you need to see the share price? See, one thing is simple. If your company is doing well, it will reflect in the share price. So it's not like you see it every day. Are you prepared for the exam? If you keep asking us every day, it's not going to happen. So I think it's just the thing that you have to keep on doing what you want to do. Keep on doing what you have committed to the company. Prices is a reflection of various things. Like your company is doing well, but markets are down. You will face the pressure. Correct. So I think looking at every day and taking that as a barometer for happiness I think is a wrong way of looking at it. Share price, let it be independent. You do what you are supposed to do. Spend time on what is needed for your company. Right. The rest all will follow.
Right. Thank you very much, Saurabh.
Thank you so much.
Wishing you all the best.
I think today we have Manisha Gupta ji specially have come for this session. She told I'll be coming. Ma'am, I think you would ask, because we have all finished with all the thing. I would wish that you have some question to the panelist or something you want to ask specifically. I would request to pass on the mic, because specially she have planned to come for this session. Thank you, ma'am. I would request to pass the mic.
Or you may have any observations, Manisha?
Yeah, she will have a great observation. She's been for TV for so many times. She will understand all the minute things. Huh? Or any gold buying teams. Saurabh knows everything now.
No, I wanted to be a part of this because you have all the jewelers on the same panel and they don't talk to us so openly as I thought they would talk on a forum like this. So is the reason I'm here, understanding more. I just have one question for everybody, and while Chetan Bhai did put it out like that, and Saurabh did allude to that as well, that yes, we have hundreds and thousands of stores globally, but in the Indian markets, I think the top retail chain, perhaps the highest number that we have perhaps is 400, 600. Are we okay with this number, or with the kind of, as they say, you change a border, then taste changes, designs change, caratages also change. Is it too much work in that sense, or are we looking at expanding way more? Rent and gold prices is something Chetan has already spoken about, but are we looking at much higher number going forward?
See, I think the whole scenario is looked at into the number of players in the country. Today, India has maybe 10 lakh jewelers as a country. You look at, for example, China, it may have at the most, say, 100,000 jewelers. So among that, it's more like a license raj. I have 20% share, I have 30% share. India, that way, has been always democratic in the way jewelry industry has functioned. So I think it's not a parameter which you can compare with.
So is it always going to be like too many players in the market? I mean, we have 4 lakh jewelers, let's say, or is it going to be few who will continue to take it more
No, but
stronger?
like we have always been talking even on television, that Indian industry will get organized. By organized, you mean you'll see consolidation, you'll see people, people who are not, like the issues on second generation, people who are not transparent, they will perish. Other people will flourish, will grow more. So I think, like I was talking to Chetan right now, the next 10 years is going to be a years for the industry where we see a lot of changes. And we will go global. I think we will see people crossing 1,000 stores. It's not very far. I mean, today people have access to capital markets. Indian consumers today are willing to pay an extra premium to be able to, buy from transparent players, buy from, good players. Brands are being rewarded. So I think we are going on that stage. But even look at US as a country, which like a chain store in US has more than, say, 100 stores. There's nobody. Like even Tiffin in US will have, like, say, 100, 150 stores at the max. Like US people on the East Coast will not be on the West Coast and vice versa. So that way, India is really good enough.
Thank you.
Anybody would like to answer that question, what Manisha ji has told, or that's fine? Fine. So everyone is done. We can wrap up. So a big round of applause for all the panelists. I think I would like to heartily thank Saurabh bhai, Varghese bhai, Ramesh sir, Suhas sir, Babu sir and Mender bhai for taking out a 2 precious day of your time, and you have come here to have this a great panel. I think we have got a great insights from you. We understood why leaders are different mindset, how they create the legacies. And I think today we all have learned something and we will implement in our life. Thank you so much for being with me here. Thank you.